Cook on Sunday, eat till Thursday. I'm Allie and you're watching Economy Bites. Hello! So today we're going to be making meatloaf, but we're going to be making it Allie style, which means no ketchup and normal meatloaf stuff. Instead, we're going to be using Tex-Mex ingredients. So this recipe I kind of made up by using the proportions that I found for like a regular meatloaf, like kind of the same amount of meat, same amount of breadcrumbs, an egg, that sort of thing. But, you know, I just substituted the kind of meat that I like and I added the kind of vegetables that I like, which is fun because that's really something you can do with any recipe that you find online or any recipe that you find on our site. You can always substitute anything that you don't like for something that you do like. So let's get started by preheating our oven to 350. We gonna start by chopping stuff. So chorizos, what I think they are, like these Spanish sausage. They're kind of spicy sausage. I'm gonna start here by chopping my onion, and I'm doing a small dice. It's going to be a beautiful loaf. Even though loaf isn't really a very attractive word. Chicken and chorizo meatloaf. That doesn't sound that good either. The spiciness is in the seeds, which are inside the spine. So you wanna pull some of those guys out so that you don't kill yourself with the hot spiciness. Rinse your hands so that you don't end up touching your eyes. Or I think that these recipes that I make that are like Southwestern style always taste the best because they're my favorite to make. So I put love into them, you know what I mean? I'm gonna just add it to my onion here. I'm cutting off the top of this red pepper, and I'm just gonna use my knife to cut out the spine here in the middle. 1, 2, 3. And now again, we're just gonna dice small. I'm not gonna win any awards for the way I just chopped this. That don't matter. Add these red peppers. Here, chop up 2 cloves of garlic. Anybody wants to buy me a gift, a garlic press would be nice. Thanks, appreciate it. And last thing I'm gonna chop up is my chorizo. So I'm gonna use all 4 of these little guys. And I'm gonna dice them small the same way that I've been dicing the rest of the stuff. And it's much thicker and harder to cut. I'm shaking my board, I'm cutting so hard. It's a challenge. I plan on making this recipe many, many times because it is the new favorite recipe in my apartment, which means that me, the boyfriend, and the cat really liked it. The cat gets to taste all recipes before they go on Economy Bites. Kitty gets the final approval, unless it's something that has an ingredient that I think will kill him. Put these guys in a bowl all their own. Next summer, everybody's gonna be like, Allie, how'd you get those like toned arms? And I'm gonna be like, chopping sausage. So now we're gonna start frying. High heat, a little bit of olive oil. Let that get nice and hot. And then we're gonna pour in our veggies, let them cook for a couple of minutes, then add the garlic, then add the chorizo. A cup of breadcrumbs. Now these are just plain unseasoned breadcrumbs. To that, I'm going to add a generous tablespoon of cumin. The love is already, it's all around us. All around me. Okay, add nutmeg. Half a tablespoon of chili powder, a pinch of paprika, a little pinch of cayenne pepper if you like spicy. Mix that up. These breadcrumbs are gonna be part of like the bonding agent. Add some salt to that. So now we're just setting that aside for now. Let's start cooking our veggies. Ready? Until everything is soft and starts to smell good. I can't wait till the paparazzi starts following me and then I can be like, paparazzi. Let's get out our eggs. I think I have exactly 2. Hope and pray. Oh, I have 4. 2. Whisk those guys together. So now I'm gonna add my garlic here. I'm just gonna get another minute or 2, and then I'm gonna add my chorizo. Everything is nice and soft, and we're just gonna cook it until the chorizo is just cooked through. A tablespoon of tomato paste. I like to use the kind that comes in a tube instead of in a can because easy cleanup. Let's just mix that in there. So we're just gonna let it cook for another minute or so. While we're waiting, I have here a pound of ground chicken. You could use ground beef or you could use ground pork, whatever you like, into this egg here. And I'm also going to pour in our breadcrumbs. That's probably the grossest thing you could drop on the floor is raw meat. I think this is done. All the onions are kind of brown. And we're gonna take this pot and we're gonna add it Actually, you know, this bowl is kind of small. Sometimes you gotta do a little switcheroo midstream. Even if you don't wanna make the meatloaf, this would be great with eggs. Just trying to get everything incorporated so it becomes one mixture. Allie and the knife are not friends. Okay, so I'm gonna let this sit and cool for a minute. What I would use if I had it is like a loaf pan, but because I don't have a loaf pan, instead I'm gonna use one of these baking pan dishes, and I'm going to take out some foil. You're gonna need foil for this. Pour my mixture into the middle there. I'm gonna form this into a meatloaf, and I'm going to use the foil to act as a makeshift loaf pan. So that's a nice looking loaf there. That's a nice looking loaf there. Sometimes the Texas really comes out and there's nothing I can do about it. Fold this up like this, make a wall. You get the gist of what I'm doing. Little fake loaf pan. It cooks just as well, does the job exactly right. So there you go. What we're gonna do now is put it in our 350 oven that we've been preheating. It's gonna sit in there for an hour, and then we're gonna check back on it. Look at that beautiful masterpiece. I would ballpark that you could maybe even cut yourself 6 to 8 slices of this meatloaf. And you could eat it alone, or you could eat it with a salad, or you could eat it as a meatloaf sandwich, or you could eat it over rice, you could eat it over pasta. There's a million different things you could do with this meatloaf. Oh, it's really good. Really spicy. Really juicy. So get a big juicy taste of it. This might be my new favorite recipe. Cook on Sunday, eat till Thursday. I'm Allie, and I'll see you next week. I made a meatloaf. It is a meatloaf. It's like a square, but it's a loaf.
It's not Richard Simmons?
Richard Simmons. You said Russell Simmons.
No, I said Richard. You said Richard.
No, you said Russell.
I said Richard first, and you were like, Russell? And I was like,
Okay.